That's
High Phrase Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Alite Season 2. Very exciting to be in Season 2.
Yeah.
Got the one and only AC DJ
We're balls
beside
deep
me.
in season 2.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's good. We've had some great guests.
I think so.
Much applaud goes to you, sir, for booking these fucking guests. It's been really good. It's education. It's been educational.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been fortunate to have been performing for a very long time, and you meet a lot of really cool personalities.
But I have to say, Sickadime was our only white guest. We haven't had any Caucasian
Shauna.
or Asian guests.
Shauna.
Oh, we've had Shauna, and then
Shauna's
we've had Darren.
Darren, yeah. Asian.
Right?
We've covered the gamut.
Where's our Latinos? Where's our Latinos at?
You know what? You know who will get? Tiago Vasquez.
All right, let's do Latino.
Dope R&B singer. Dude, this guy is super skilled.
We need to really broaden out there and really look for nationalities. Yeah. And this is what I'm thinking. You know that little space we have here? Mm-hmm. Right? We should create another space here on that wall, and we'll or somewhere. Maybe we'll do it on here. But we need to, every time we get a country or someone from a different culture, we put a badge.
What country they represent?
Yeah, the countries, so we can cover all the nationalities. We see if we can get all 4,020 countries. How many countries?
How do you feel about countries?
There's like so many of them.
But why do you does it even mean anything to you?
Okay, so this is a great way to open discussion because I was reading about what happened with John Cena.
Right.
And I wanted to talk to you about this. And I know we're getting into this early, but you know, I got a real issue with what happened. Now, if people haven't seen what happened with John Cena, now John Cena is the you can't see me, and he really wishes nobody sees him right now. He's got a giant Twitter hand in front of him, hoping that.
Yeah.
And did you see what was really bad? He went to the thing this morning, and he took his video about 3 inches from his face, speaking shitty Mandarin, like a dude.
Super disappointing.
It's the beginning of America and the rest of the world kowtowing to China. It's begun.
No, you know what it is?
Sorry.
They fund Hollywood's films. Chinese production companies put up hundreds of millions of dollars to fund Hollywood films, and they demand compliance.
It's unbelievable.
So all John Cena said was Taiwan is the first country to
made a
watch
mistake.
F9. But he's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
Taiwan is a country, people.
Yes.
Just because China doesn't think so.
The oppressors don't believe it.
Doesn't mean it ain't so.
It's horrible.
So he made the mistake of speaking out against a company essentially that is funding his film.
Yeah.
And he didn't just say sorry, yo. He fucking groveled.
He looked like the world was breaking up with him in a relationship, and he was groveling to stay together with them.
Terrible.
It was horrible, buddy.
Yeah.
It's almost like his face, I think, and I've never been in this situation, I'm going to say, like when the prostitute leaves and you don't have enough money, and you're like, come on, man, I promise, like, just, come on, like, let's go down to the ATM, or just don't call the guy outside standing in the hallway to come in and beat me.
Oh, fuck.
He really groveled. It looked really shameful.
It looked really bad.
And what I wanted to ask was, I know a lot of people don't understand the whole Chinese-Taiwan situation, right? And they don't realize it. They're just like, oh, whatever, fucking, it's all Chinese, it's all Asian. But they don't realize that this has been going on for a long time.
Long ass time.
You look at these people like the Dalai Lama and all these people who've just been peaceful through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Right? And, we as North Americans have been excluded from that talk.
Yeah.
We've just kind of been like, it's in China, meh.
And we ignore it.
And we ignore it just like everything else we ignore in Middle East, everywhere else, right? But this particular thing has a huge impact on us that we don't realize, right?
Big.
Is that if they can just cancel countries like that, then they can, if they do get in too much power, they can just cancel all of us.
Well, Tibet, Taiwan, right, are essentially dominated by China. And now, slowly, they're encroaching on the Philippines the same way.
Yeah.
And the Filipino government is a dictatorship, essentially.
Yeah.
And Duterte is a raving lunatic of a leader. And China could easily just walk in and dominate it and make it disappear.
Well, who protects the Philippines?
Nobody.
Oh.
They don't have the.
They don't have an army.
Well, you know, we were talking
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Charlene here last when she was on, and she was telling us how they introduced the Western education system into the Philippines in the early 1900s.
Yeah.
That's all they got from America was some
Wow.
fucking education and McDonald's.
So see, this is what people have to understand. Like, this is really where it goes back to, and I hate to say stuff like this, but who cares? Because it's honest. We need to become sufficient within our own country, and we need to stop sending money to dictatorships. We need to stop it, man. And I know, a lot of really great Chinese people, right? Really nice people, man.
It's not about the people.
It's not about
It's
them.
about the government.
The government's horrible.
This is one thing we got to learn to separate is the actions of the government aren't always representative of the people. There's 1.4 billion people in China. You think the government speaks for 1.4 billion people?
No.
Fuck no. The Chinese communist government just learn how to control people.
Yeah.
And they do it in the most effective way by eliminating communication.
It's
And
amazing.
they have buy-in across provinces, across the entire country.
Yeah.
And when you really think about it, the armed forces are massive in China.
Mm-hmm.
They make people disappear regularly.
Yeah,
they have prison camps set up all over the country.
It's brutal.
And there's really nothing like the control that they have over their population. Nowhere else in the world. I mean, the Middle East is close, but since Saddam is gone and Gaddafi is gone,
They've watered it down on the Middle East.
Yeah, it's wide open now.
Yeah.
Right?
They put their sleeper cells and shit in there, right? Their sleeper presidents.
Yeah, and that's the one. And one thing that I don't think Western civilization understands is when you do this to countries, keep them in perpetual state of war for 20, 30 years at a time, the kids that are a product of that are angry as fuck.
Yeah.
And they're never, ever going to kowtow to Western civilization and politics.
Yeah,
And
they grow up hating.
you're just going to create more rebels.
Yeah.
So 30 years from now, the media has another Al-Qaeda to point out. What the fuck happened to Al-Qaeda? I thought they were the bad guy.
Yeah.
Now they're gone.
Yeah.
Right? The media creates enemies for people to just swallow up.
They do, man. They love it.
And the people just swallow it up like sheep.
I think the reason mainly behind that is that there's too many good people flossing and glossing online. Like, there's too many good people that we promote online. Like, I know it sounds weird, but we promote so many good people online. The media is like, I can't fucking cover good people all the time. Like, this is, okay, yeah, guy rescued a cat. Oh, yeah, two couple fell in love, been in love for 80 years. Okay, oh, yeah. Like, they can't cover all that shit.
Yeah.
They need the grime, right? They need the reason to tune in. Like, people fucking love, other people suffering. They love it.
Fuck, we got to step outside that complex.
It's North American.
And I mean, you can see it. You can see it withering away. You can see the tide turning. These news outlets are becoming irrelevant because everybody understands now. It's just brainwashed from both sides. I don't give a fuck if you believe that you're on the left side of things or the right side of things. If you let a news outlet dictate your belief, then you're a fucking sheep. All the people that you call a sheep, you're just a sheep. CNN, all propaganda.
Horrible.
Fox, all propaganda. All of them, they're all propaganda news outlets.
Yeah.
The only kind of sort of fair one I would say, if you want to be objective, would be Al Jazeera is a good outlet.
Yeah, I never watched it.
Yeah, Al Jazeera is.
I don't have cable.
Al Jazeera is fairly fair. If you can call media fair, they're good. But outside of that, man, Western media outlets are fucking trash, man.
It's just entertainment. Like, people, you got to realize, like, the news, just like wrestling, just like sports, it's all entertainment, and they know the process. That's why when you look at, like, newscasts and they report the same thing and they say the same words in different cities, right? Like, it's just script. It's all scripted, right? It's just entertainment.
Associated Press.
The only thing real on the news is the weather. That's it.
And some people argue that as well.
Yeah. 96 degrees. Don't fucking 96 degrees. I'm walking, man.
Well, and the thing is, there's dope journalists out there that actually do journalistic work,
Yeah.
and you have to go to Twitter for that.
Yeah.
Like if you go, there's a lot of really really reputable news on Twitter. Don't get your news from TikTok.
No.
But if you want to get good news, Twitter has a lot of great journalists doing great work on the ground, sacrificing themselves.
Yeah, I do. I like it. I like Twitter's, like, it never used to be my source of news, but now it's my morning source of news. So
Yeah, and the thing is, you can get a lot of like opposing opinions to your own beliefs in Twitter as well, because there's a lot of reposts from people.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of you can get a lot of fuckery in your feed that you normally wouldn't like.
yeah.
But I think it's necessary because you have to know what people are thinking. If we're going to be in this kind of space, we have to know what people are thinking.
Yeah, I was in a bad mood and someone hit me up, and I don't know if you read it on our High Phrase account, but someone said to me, what did I say? Because of our sponsor, right?
Right.
So our sponsor is sending me another razor.
Nice.
Yeah, I contacted them.
Okay.
And I'm like, hey, dude, send me another fucking razor. Like, I'm getting eaten up online. Guys are saying bad things about my sponsor. They're saying you guys are a joke. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to prove you wrong. And I hit him up. And the sponsor's like, sure, we'll send you another one.
Nice.
You guys can raffle it off. So, cool. And, I mean, that's all you can ask for. But this joker came on the site, and I lit him up. He's like, oh, you guys are getting played, this and that. And I told him. And then it was weird because at the end of it, I felt bad for him because I lit him up so badly. I went fucking straight assassin
Sometimes
on him.
it's necessary.
I apologized to him. I said, hey, I'm sorry, dude. I shouldn't act like. He's like, yeah, it's okay. Like, he actually took it. And I was like, I did him wrong.
That's kind of cool.
But I'm like, but I remind you, you trolled me, right? Like,
First.
you fucking trolled me first. So, this apology that I'm giving you, it's very superficial. It's very shallow.
It's polite.
It's just me ending it politely.
Yeah.
Right? Before I go down to Sarasota. If I could fucking get across the border. I would be the guy that chases down a troll. I would get, if I had, like, I was a Michael Rappaport getting trolled, or one of these guys getting trolled heavy online.
Knocking the fuck out.
John Cena getting trolled. If I was John Cena, guaranteed right now, is sitting on his bed in a hotel under the covers, licking his nuts, fucking crying like a baby. I guarantee you. He feels to me like he's that guy that would cry like a motherfucker over his career. Like, it's over. I have nothing. What's he going to do? Work at Home Depot?
Have you seen Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time?
Yes.
Did you hear the story about that and the Chinese money?
Mm-mm.
So they helped fund his movie. And so you know how they treat Bruce Lee in that movie, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
Yeah, it was really a bad representation.
And a lot of people
Bruce.
didn't like it.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is, I guess, that the Chinese media company that helped fund it told Quentin, we don't like it. If you don't pull it out, we'll pull our money out.
Yeah.
Quentin said, I don't give a fuck. Pull your money out. I'm keeping that shit. It's my motherfucking movie.
It's in the script. I wrote
and
the
they
fucking
and they
script.
kept it. So it's not like you can't go against the grain of it. Just, what kind of balls do you have?
But it was truly Quentin's last movie for more than one reason, probably.
Quentin's a fucking beast.
Yeah.
One of my favorite all-time creators of content.
Game changer.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
I love
changer.
introducing my kids to his movies because meme central, right? Sam Jackson is fucking Pulp Fiction inception of memes.
If for me, it goes for movies, Game Changer was Quentin Tarantino. For music, Game Changer was Dr. Dre. For what was the other thing I was going to say?
Got some ash right here.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
What's the other one? There's movies. There's music. Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. But there was game changers, right? Like, there's certain game changers you have in the industry, right? He is 100% that fucking guy.
Yeah,
man.
unbelievable.
Right.
Everything. Honestly, I don't think to this date I've seen a bad Quentin Tarantino movie. Not that I can think of. Everyone I've enjoyed. Dude, Inglourious Bastards is phenomenal.
I was going to say Gary V for online. I think Gary V really changed the game.
Right.
I think he started telling people enough to start making videos. And
Real influencer.
Yeah. He was like one of the first ones.
Yeah, and I think people sometimes need to hear some real straightforward shit. They're not going to like it.
Yeah.
But it's kind of mandatory. You kind of have to let people know that they're where they're at.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
And you just got to be okay being able to take someone telling you that.
So do you think that the Chinese then, like, we obviously know that they have a huge interest in laundering their money through our film system because they've burnt out our casinos. They've burnt out our real estate.
Yeah.
So obviously the next thing is our movie industry, which is our other precious thing that holds about fucking 10,000 jobs,
It's valuable,
locally.
though. It's valuable, though. Movies are very valuable.
So this is how the Chinese do it, right? You know how they did it with the bank, with the casino, and how they set up the business here, and then they set up the business in China, and it's the same business. Yeah. And all they do is they set up the bank account and they put the money. So they're just, China business is just going to put the money in the bank account that's accessible here with this business because it's all the same, right? And that's just how they were doing it,
gross.
Right? And they would find banks here to say, hey, by the way, we're going to go develop.
Banks don't give a fuck.
They don't give
the most unethical companies on the planet.
Yeah,
man.
it just and that's the sad thing for us here too in Canada is that if you're part of a bank that was involved with this is you're putting your money in crooks.
Everybody that has a mortgage is dealing with the criminal.
Yes.
Yeah. Everybody. Come on, man. They deliberately fuck the economy multiple times. Yeah.
So what they do with laundering money here in this part of the world, in the movie industry. So you're a guy, you want to get your movie made.
Yeah.
And you could go through the routes of going through like, you know, our Canadian government, film, Cinefilm, whatever. You get grants, so you have to pay back. Some of them you don't.
Yeah.
Right? But you could generally drum up, take out some loans, rack out some credit cards.
Yeah.
You could do the honorable way. Or there's this new process to go through China. Now, you'd actually have to have a connection of a guy that could broker the deal.
Right.
Because it's a heavy criminal deal. And, you know, you're not just on the hook for, you know, $50,000, $100,000 to make your movie. Like, they're looking at like $10 million.
Budgets.
Yeah, you're looking at a $10 million budget.
That's a lot of motherfucking money, man.
So what happens is you write the script, you create the budget, you create everything you need to sell a movie, and you give it to this broker.
Right.
The broker takes it, they work out their fucking part of it, and they develop this plan. And what happens with this plan is that they take it to your Chinese company, and they say, here's the script, here's the thing, you guys, this is a $10 million film, right? It's a $10 million film to buy into. Oh, we're in. They give $10 million to the broker.
Yeah.
The broker now has this, gives that $10 million into an account that doesn't get touched. I don't know what those are called, like escrow accounts or whatever. They don't get touched. The money goes in there, and it goes to the company over in North America. Well, check this out, dude. It's crazy. So that money isn't officially given or anything. It's just in an account. It's just there, right?
It's kind of like a collateral.
It's not even a fee for any service. It's just there holding the movie in place, the script. And that goes to the guy or whatever, right? So what happens is over about a year, the movie doesn't get made and nothing happens with it. The money just sits there. Okay? So this is sometimes...
And the creator doesn't have access to it at this time.
Yeah, it doesn't. Right? So, but what happens is, you know, sometimes it comes, there's a shorter process depending on the bank. Sometimes it'll sit there for a long time, right? And it'll be divided. Maybe there's 100 million in that account. It's divided up 10 times, you know, that kind of thing. And then what happens is the person over here takes that money and claims it as like, because this was holding, they refuse the deal, but they don't have to give that money back. There's a law in the movie industry that if you put a hold on a film and I forget what it's called. I'm stumbling because I don't remember what it's called, but you put a hold on a film and there's a certain amount of time that if you don't get it made, then something has to happen with that transaction. But this person can kind of take that money somehow and just walk away with it. Walk away with it. You can just take the 10 million. So there's no tax on it. There's a golden fucking thing in Hollywood, and this just shows you how Hollywood and the elitists have figured out ways to launder money for fucking years.
They're laundering hella money,
right? So it's basically just an escrow. So I would buy your account and say, "Here's $10 million for you not to sell. There it is for you. Don't touch it. We don't touch it." But now you can, in essence, at the end of the time, just walk away with it.
No.
Yeah, it's good. It's a great scam. And it's happening in the billions. This is happening.
Yeah. I think if we had a product that was finished, a script that was finished, and we knew it was dope, and we knew it was time to make it, I think we would pool our resources and make it. I'm not going in debt into a situation, first of all, morally that I fucking hate, and then legally that could be repercussions in the future.
Yes.
Fuck it. There's enough technology where you could make a dope movie with minimal function. All you really need is a guy with a dope eye and a great camera.
Yeah, and a good script.
The script, I mean, creatively, between, you know, a couple of creatives, we could come up with something pretty dope, I think, right? But a guy with a great eye and a great camera that just knows how to make things look fantastic. And then...
So the future of our business, our production company, is we're going to be looking at brands, and this is just what I think the future is going to be. We're going to look at brands and go, okay, here's your brand, dude. You're not in there thing, but you need to get noticed online. We're going to create a television, or not television, like an online series.
An entertainment hub.
Yeah, 5 or 6 episodes of a storyline that is focused around your product.
Yeah.
Or at least, you know, has the product in every scene or it's entertainment, right? And so people just interact
Commercial
with the
horror.
product, dude. It's going to be the future, just like podcasts. Like podcasts are going to be everything. It's going to be the Perrier podcast one day.
Suck.
It would happen. It's
a good drink. It's a good drink.
There's already 3 million plus podcasts, you know, and
I think the podcast is just going to be a part of the other things that we do.
Yeah.
I think we can create some real content outside of the podcast.
Yeah.
This is just a vehicle to kind of show our personalities, the things we talk about, the things that we would be talking about whether or not a camera was there, right? We would still shoot the shit in the same way.
Yeah, so I'm going to try and find a camera guy. And that wants to come on, and just I can't pay him very much right now, right? But what I'll do is like if we're doing 3-4 hours or something, I'll buy lunch, I'll give him some money, just come and film and give me the footage, and I'll cut it up, right? And then just start creating more content, right? And then as time goes on and start making money, then start paying people more.
Well, and the thing is,
I don't want to make money. I just want to make content.
Well, we're gonna write anyways.
Yeah.
Right. I'm a writer. You're a writer. We write regardless whether we make money off of it or not. So, might as well turn it into something.
I got a couple commercials I want to film.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah. And I think you should do a couple commercials for things you like.
I'm down.
Right. And
we could do a dope cannabis commercial.
We do a really good cannabis. Speaking of commercial, I might as well just say thank you to our new sponsor, the Happy Valentine Glass Rose Company. Who's providing amazing crack pipes for
you gotta
people.
You gotta show the camera. You gotta show the camera. This is pretty unique, y'all.
So
I gotta say,
not only are you sucking away your soul, you're doing it with a beautiful rose inside.
Yo, there's a flower in the pipe.
Yeah, it's a glass flower
in the pipe.
But you know what? It's pretty, right? Like if you're wondering, what you're gonna get your meth head girlfriend for Valentine's Day.
No, damn it.
Get her a Happy Rose glass
cannabis
rose.
pipe.
You know what?
It
The only reason
pipe.
I can say that this is a crack
Meth
pipe
me?
and that's for your
no
meth
meth.
head girlfriends because they can't speak English and they don't know what I'm saying. As long as I tag them on Instagram, they'll be good.
Blaming meth heads.
Yeah,
come on, man. Everything here is chronic only.
Yeah, so this is for dabs or whatever. You can put some.
But you need to put a filter on it. You got to make sure you put a little filter on it. So you don't choke on.
It's hard to get a sponsor, man. Like I've been scouring the internet, and the crack pipe company, they were the first to really jump at it, and they're like, "Hey, we're really looking." And I thought, we'll give you a shot.
You know what? We just gotta promote some more. I don't want to be a promotion whore, but we gotta promote. People gotta watch it, right?
All right. Well,
I think when people watch it, they'll understand why they'll like it because I think we have a lot of valid opinions and value to bring to people's eardrums.
Yeah, I think if you guys want these, it's $2 each.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah, you can have them. I paid $2. No, I didn't actually pay $2 for it. I paid $1.
Or what we'll do is,
what I'm going to do is I'm going to donate. This is what we'll do. We'll start a foundation.
You could probably see that very clearly because this camera's dope. Those
are going to be our new
busters.
Our official podcast.
Are going to be part of High Phrase packages, High Phrase bundles, where you can get all the essentials of what it means to be a grown-up weed smoker.
Yeah.
And we're going to include...
These are going to be in here, too.
Yeah, those will be in there, too. We're going to include just a little bit of the chronic that we smoke on High Phrase. Because when guests smoke our shit, they tend to like it.
That's a good idea. Do they like it?
Yeah, man. People have been raving about the chronic.
Wow.
Yeah. So shout out to Danger Dave and shout out to Harv.
Shout out to the old man up in the mountains growing organic weed.
It's pretty fantastic, man.
We've been blessed. His secret is?
What is it? What's the sauce?
He pees on his plants. Yeah, he pees on all his plants.
I don't know if I can smoke his shit no more.
No, not on the plant, around the plant.
I don't know if that's some fuckery right there.
No,
man.
because he says that scares the deer away.
Ah.
Right? He grows pure organic weed. He flushes.
Nasty,
no. Trust me. It is the best thing that you can do. If you pee around your plants, even in the garden, they won't come around.
Well, so my
Just
supply is Danger Dave, right? And you hear Danger Dave, you think, why do people call it Danger Dave? This guy is one of those guys that has been in situations that only fucking happen in movies. Like driving home, sees a car accident, car fucking explodes. Mm-hmm. He has to run in, drag the person out, bring him to safety. And he likes to boat, right? Does a lot of boating. So he's been boating a couple times, and he's seen people fall underneath the boat, drowning, jumps in Baywatch style.
Really?
Yeah, dude. This guy's... He's a Vietnamese dude that has dope taste in cannabis. So I make sure I always use him for the cannabis because it's fucking always great. And yeah, man, he just gets put in these situations where he just has to like be a life or death, react on spot. And I always tell him you should be a paramedic because that's kind of he's got the instincts of that kind of a person,
First
right?
responder.
But no, he's definitely the inspiration to a lot of the conversations with the chronic that he's blessed.
Okay,
us
so
with.
maybe we'll get him on. I met a couple people today, actually. I met a graffiti artist guy that
Oh, dope.
wanted to get on. His name is Shady,
Okay,
right? And I'm gonna bring him on. And
this would be the second Shady that we've had on.
yeah, so I'm gonna maybe get him to graffiti this.
Yeah, let's see. Tell him to send us his portfolio of stuff.
Yeah, he seems
And we'll
like
take a
good
look
guy.
at it.
And then I met somebody else. Oh no, I'm gonna start a series.
You meet a lot of people.
I'm going to start a series, and I'm going to be the first one of the High Phrase to step it up. And I'm going to do a barbershop series.
Shit.
So I'm going to go and we're going to start this off, and I'm going to go and get my haircut and interview the barber as I'm getting my haircut.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, so I'm going to start off with Victory Barber Cam Sterling.
Oh, yeah, okay, I've seen that.
My friend, I said, if I'm going to start off with a barber, I have to start off with my good friend
And he's got
Cam
some
Sterling.
dope hair.
He's got nice hair. He's got a nice shop. We're going to profile that
You
shop.
got to trust a barber that's got dope hair.
Yeah.
Right. If the barber's got some sus looks, then,
Yeah.
you know.
Where do you go?
I do it myself.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
I self-fade.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You can't talk to yourself. That wouldn't be too.
I know. I just listen to podcasts.
But you can always send me to any barber. There's a guy, got a guy downtown. Now I'm going to go to, I forget the barber shop, but he's got a really cool barber shop. He's a brother. He's on Davies. So I'm going to visit him after. And
I'll send you to the guy that my kid goes to.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets
Profile the
he gets
barbers.
his stuff styled.
Right?
Yeah. They're on Shaughnessy as well in Port Coquitlam.
So that's what it's going to be important, I think,
It's kind of
now.
a cool concept because, you know,
Well, I think this
haircut,
is what,
talk shit.
Well, yeah. And I think this is where we start investing in thinking about, sure, everybody can lay down a podcast like this and we film and we do all this, right? But
Yeah.
we need to step it up.
Yeah.
And I think, a good investment, everybody invests in marketing and all that shit.
Right.
I don't believe that. Invest in talent. And I think investing in a
dope talent.
cameraman, having like a cheap-ish,
Would be
cameraman.
worthwhile because that essentially dictates the look, and that's a big part of it, you know. How
And
it
then
goes
it'd be
down.
like, hey, you got something you want to do? Okay, boom, grab the camera guy, go and do it.
Yeah.
Like film a commercial, we
Yeah.
script stuff, right?
There's so many dope short stories we
Yeah.
could do. Just bang them out.
So many, buddy.
And we got a lot of talented people around us we can use.
Yes.
And get them involved. And the thing is, people like being involved.
They do like it.
So far, we've been fortunate, man. Everybody that we've talked to has been pretty dope about coming on. And like, the thing is for me with guests, I think it's really important that people understand too. Like, for me, wasn't a lot of platforms where you could go and talk shit and essentially get content for yourself to put on your social media and kind of, keep generating some views and some eyes.
Yeah.
So, I think ideally for everybody that, looks like me, thinks like me, and I say looks like me, I mean, brown skinned people,
Yeah.
to have a place where they can come and be comfortable and talk shit and be around somebody that's going to prop them up,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I don't really want to rush into this next topic because we were supposed to do basketball picks, but
Dude, I was just thinking my picks. So I picked the Brooklyn Nets to win.
it all,
No, a parlay. In a parlay tonight, a bet tonight.
Okay.
So I picked Brooklyn.
yeah,
I picked Clippers.
right.
And I picked LeBron.
Okay, so here's where it's at right now. So the first round, we got Philly and Washington, which is going to be we're going to do it. Brooklyn and the Celtics, Milwaukee Bucks and Miami Heat, New York Knicks, Atlanta Hawks, and in the West you got Utah and the Grizzlies, Phoenix and Lakers, Denver and Portland, and the Clippers and the Mavs.
Okay.
So Clippers and Mavs. Who you
All right, I've
taking?
been watching the series really closely this first game,
Yeah.
and that Doncic is fucking amazing, man. Oof. He is a future Dirk Nowitzki. He's just the same prototypical player. You know what I mean? Just like the way he's just going to be a long-term player if he can stay healthy. I see an ankle problem in his future, but other than that, I think he's a superstar player. And Dallas, man, they've had a really good season this year.
Well, Kristaps is healthy and playing pretty good.
But when he gets hurt, he's really bad.
So fragile. He's so fucking fragile.
He's going to get hurt, and I think it's a matter of time, and that's why I think the Clippers are going to dominate.
Well, here's the problem with the Clippers, okay? So you got Kawhi, you got Paul George, you got Serge Ibaka, you got great players that play great for themselves, right? They could really get upset in the first round. I really think Doncic could pull off some magic because he has been. And this is no spoiler alert because they won't see this till next week, right?
Yeah.
But I think the Mavericks are gonna cause the Clippers some real problems.
Yeah, the problem is Kawhi Leonard.
He's amazing.
Well, there's more than just amazing because you got to go into the psychology and you got to get into. Well, not only the psychology of the player, but the psychology of the game.
Yeah.
Okay. And you got to think about rhythm, right? And of all the sports, basketball is the one with the most rhythm.
For sure.
There's a flow.
100%.
And the flow whatever team dictates the flow of the game is going to be the one that wins, right? It has nothing to do, guys, it has nothing to do with players. Yeah. Players make great plays, but they don't win games. The ebb and flow of the game is what does it. And the Clippers have a really good way of controlling the flow of a game. Yeah. Right? So, and they do the same thing. They push at the end of each quarter for really quick points every single time. Right? And so that's something that, if Dallas can pick that up. But I just think, they're too fast. Right? I mean, they don't need to worry about the big man right now. They don't need to worry about all that. They can just, do all this perimeter scoring. Yeah, it's easy for playoff Paul right now to score points over this Dallas team because really they can't really defend these guys.
Definitely you can't guard Paul George. I think Paul George is one of my favorite offensive players. Yeah. But the problem is these guys only play for themselves. You saw it in game 1, man.
Yeah, they do.
Everyone thought it was gonna be a sweep.
Yeah, it's funny because this
and it should be a sweep. There's so much talent in the Clippers.
But this Clippers team they're too phony. Right. What's wrong with the LA Clippers is that they think that they are supposed to be better than everyone else. They've been force fed by our friends at the media saying how great and that team's on the cusp and they got
really
Doc Rivers. And yeah, they should be. But you know what the problem is they're phony. They tried last year to be over the radar. They try to beat the Lakers. And this year they're like, you know what? We're just going to not talk about beating the Lakers. Yeah. Right? So they took a step back.
It's been very quiet in Clipperland.
It's been very quiet. Yeah. You know why? You know why? Because Kawhi's leaving.
You think so?
Yes. I think Kawhi is that guy. He's going to either, and I'm saying it right here, man, he's going to go to Golden State.
Oh, no. I don't like that.
I think so, dude.
I don't like it.
I think he's going to team up. He's going to go to Golden State.
Well, it's not a far move. It's not a far move.
Trust me. It's horrible.
So that's the Clippers and the Mavs. So what are you saying? You're saying Clippers win in what?
Oh, probably 6 games.
So I say Mavs in 5. They're just going to run right over them.
Wow, crazy.
And people are going to be
What's
shocked.
the series at? It's at 1-0.
It's 1-0. Today's game 2. By the time we are done this, they'll be over. And then we got Denver and Portland. Probably one of my favorite series so far great. Because Dame is amazing.
Yeah, that's all they got.
Fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
And did you see game 1?
I didn't see game 1.
Okay, so Portland wins game 1 because Carmelo had a great game, scored 18 points. Oh, yeah. Game 2, they got clobbered. Denver played fucking dope.
Yeah.
There was a couple of flagrants. There were a couple of techs. It was real chippy. A lot of real aggressive play.
Yeah.
At one point, at the end of the second quarter, going to the third quarter, Dame hit 9 straight threes. And multiple from half court, just bombing on people. The guy's phenomenal, but they got beat.
Yeah, they got beat. It's because you can't win with just Dame. Yeah, they've had some great players on that team all season. They've gotten really far, and they seem to be that team that makes it only to the first level of anything. Hey,
well, they did make a conference final, and they lost to the Nugs.
Yeah.
Sorry, not conference final, semifinals. But I think if CJ and Carmelo have good nights, Denver wins. Sorry, Portland wins.
The former first pick of the, was it 2008 draft?
But Carmelo has to play well.
Was it 2000?
I think it's 6.
2006.
But Carmelo has to play well. Mandatory. Yeah. They don't win if Carmelo doesn't have a 18 to 24 point night.
Oh, man. You know who Carmelo is? Carmelo's the guy, when you show up at the YMCA and you go to play some ball and everyone's shooting around, right? And then that brother comes in, he sits down on the bench, he's got his socks pulled up with the shoes, right? And he's got he's pulling his socks up, and then he pulls them up, and then he folds it down, right? Whenever I used to see that guy, I'm like, oh, that fucking guy's. I'm picking him. Yeah. Like if I'm on his team, right? Because he's the guy who to be like dipsy doodle you and lay up and shit, right? And then shoot from outside and just stroll down there. It's like,
There's
the arms
always
up, I
that,
guess.
always those dudes.
What was that, dude?
Yeah.
That's.
But dude, Carmelo's footwork
Carmelo.
is so high level. One of my favorite players to watch. I got to see him live when he played in Denver. He played Portland back in the day with Al and I. But yeah, I fucking love Carmelo. Hope he has a good night.
You know what? I'm really pulling for
Denver?
For no.
Oh, you want Portland to win?
Portland? Yeah, I'm really pulling for
I want
Portland. My
Dame to go
boy
far.
Jesse Smith. I got a call tomorrow because I haven't talked to him for a while. He lives down there. You know, he's doing fields down in the PNC.
Yeah.
And you know, I like Portland, man. I've
man.
always liked
Dame
the
is
cut
dope.
of Portland. Like Portland's always had players that get no respect. You just
100%.
dump them on Portland, right? Aldridge and
They've had some good teams though.
they've had some great
Clyde
players.
Drexler, Brandon Roy. They had some
Right?
really great players. Yeah.
Like they've had great, and you just kind of dump players there and say, just go rack up the points down in Portland.
Yeah, they've been playing the playoffs consistently over the years.
Dame is going to New York.
Dame is dope.
Okay, so Dame is
You
going.
really think there's gonna be a lot of movement, eh?
Yeah, there's going to be some movement because this is a generation of no loyalty of NBA players.
I think Dame might be different.
No, he's not. He's going to go to New York with Zion. It's going to be Zion and Damian Lillard
That's gonna be amazing.
in New York, and they're going to fucking bring a championship in 2 years.
If Dame left Portland, I'd be very sad. I don't want to see that happen.
They won't be able to afford him.
I don't think.
He's going to be the highest player ever in the NBA.
I don't think Dame and Zion can win a championship.
Yeah, they can.
I think it depends what happens with guys like Ja and Devin Booker because Chris Paul's gonna retire
Do
soon.
you know what wins championships right now?
You think it's money?
No.
What?
Social media followers. You know what? You know why? Because the more people that watch you and want to see you, the more money the NBA makes.
Fuck.
And the
NBA's
more
making
money
dough.
NFTs become when you have Dame Lillard playing in the New York Knicks
Why you gotta go
or
NFTs?
Zion, right? But this is where it is, dude. And this is where it's important to always think we do our picks and it's cool. We're making our picks. But the fucking shit's already fucking set up.
You think it's predetermined?
Of course it is.
Wow, you're really jaded.
Listen, Donahue
Yeah.
was
You're
the
talking
lead.
about Phil Donahue?
No. I'm talking about the ref, the guy. What's his name?
Fuck.
The gambler ref.
I know you're talking about.
Okay.
I can't remember the name though.
Look, he was the wild kid that leaked it. And there was a secret society in the NBA because always remember, folks, this is entertainment.
I don't like it.
Just like they don't test for steroids in the NFL,
I'm gonna act like I don't hear you.
right? NFL, just like in baseball, they fixed the balls and made them so they sailed out of the park more. That's why we have.
Oh.
Do you know this?
I don't watch baseball.
So they altered a couple years ago. They
Yeah.
altered the balls in baseball so that when you hit it, it fucking went farther.
So wait, haven't they done shit like this in hockey too, with goalie pads and stuff like that?
Yeah, they've made the goalies smaller so that but now the goalies are 6'4".
Yeah.
The goalies used to
Fill
be
up more space.
5'10" and shit back in the day.
for sure.
But now they're like 6'7".
Yeah, I remember like Hasek was one of like the first big goalies.
Yeah.
He was really tall.
Right? It's all they alter the game because it's entertainment.
Gotta make it faster.
They gotta make
But
it
you
better.
think the outcome is predetermined?
Listen, dude. I think that
So you think the Raptors are predetermined? I think they were unsuspecting.
what happened was. Now I know we're going down a rabbit hole here, but I think what happened was after Jordan era,
Right.
there was a gap. There was a gap of superstardom. You remember? After he stopped,
A little bit.
Even when he was there, it was kind of like, oh yeah, Jordan, yeah. Yeah, Washington, it wasn't the
Yeah.
same. There was this fucking gap of nothing. And the NBA realized that they needed to manufacture entertainment
Yeah.
because they were going, if you look you'll see it, man.
Well,
Those years
Kobe
were
was
down.
kind of like
He was still young.
Kobe was kind of like the torch carrier. But
Yeah.
there was this weird thing with Kobe where people, when he played, not everybody liked him.
Yeah.
After he stopped playing, people fell in love with him all over again. But while he played, people didn't like him because he obviously had an ego. He talked a lot of shit.
But also
Pulled it off.
he was the star of the show.
Yeah.
Just like LeBron's the star of the show. Just like LeBron doesn't get fined when he goes to a party. Right?
I don't like that either.
Okay, just like buddy, this is the reality of what it is. It's entertainment,
I don't like it.
right? They just cover it up so fucking well. They cover it.
I'm gonna keep acting like it's not predetermined.
Okay, so
I
what
can
I
be
don't
surprised at the outcome.
What I don't think is predetermined is the play. What I do think is predetermined is the timing of the game, and I think that the referees, alter the game.
think it's coordinated. I don't think they're that smart.
No, but you can train someone to be that smart. You can control the narrative of anything if you're in charge. If you're in charge, you can change what anybody does. You can tee up a fucking guy and toss him out the game and fuck everything up. You can slow the game down and speed it up. You can say, you know what? These guys are tired. I'm going to call timeout to look at this thing and get to give guys a chance and take a break. And like they do it. They do it. Or they can be like, you know what? This team's tired. We got to fucking keep them going. Let's go. Boom. Foul. Boom. You know what I mean? Make changes. Make them fucking keep running. You know what I mean? Like they do it, but you see it.
You know what the problem is? That NBA reffing is so bad.
It's horrible.
It opens itself up to this kind of shit. Because honestly, man, I love the game. I'm obsessed with basketball. Obsessed with it. And this whole call technical foul over every fucking thing makes me sick. Dude, these are gigantic super athletes that create incredible moments in basketball. You got to let them scream. You got to let them yell. You got to let them scream at each other even. They're not going to fight. There was one big fight. The Malice in the Palace.
Yeah.
With the Pistons and the Pacers. That happened one time.
Yeah.
And you remember what happened? They suspended players for like 50 games.
Yeah.
Steven Jackson was suspended for like 52 games.
Yeah.
So no player is going to risk that again.
No.
Right? And no fucking fan hopefully would throw a beer at a player.
All you have to do is ask this question. How many ex-NBA referees are doing podcasts, announcements, play-by-play, shows?
Well, they got to do...
they are the fucking voice in the eyes of the game.
When they do their contracts, they have to do those non-disclosure.
NDAs.
Yeah, they can't talk. They're forever forbidden.
That's entertainment, folks. Non-disclosure.
Kind of like astronauts. They have to do the same thing.
Entertainment. Do they really go to space?
Fuck, man.
Do they
We're
really
supposed to be talking about Denver and Portland, and now we're talking about space.
Well, I'm just saying, do they even go to space?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
You don't?
Okay, this is my thing. This is my thought.
Okay.
You're risking sending people up in a fucking in a rocket.
Yeah.
You're still risking that.
But they're not normal people.
Yeah, I don't think there are people in there
Oh, shit. You think it's just drones?
sending supplies.
Fuck. So do you think there's people on the space station?
Probably they went up a while ago, but I don't think there's people on these rockets that we send up. I think those were supply runs. It makes no sense to send people up. Why?
Because they rotate them at the space station.
No.
Mike's not buying it.
No.
Fuck.
Yeah, well, maybe they do, but they're sending supplies.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. I don't know they want to colonize.
They're sending pods, seeds, things in chambers
I don't
to
doubt
grow
that.
and shit.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, man. Yeah. And it's all, anyways.
Denver or Portland?
Denver or Portland, man. My heart goes out to Portland, and I'm gonna just fucking ride with them because I think Dame and I think Carmelo at least sitting and hitting threes off. Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Just stand up off the bench, hit a three.
It's got the prettiest jump shot.
Yeah,
fucking amazing.
I think Portland's gonna do it.
Yeah, I say Portland in 7. I think Denver's gonna give them a hard motherfucking fight. It's gonna be a lot of back and forth basketball. I think Dame Town's gonna
good,
do it.
Man. That Gordon or whatever, he's really good.
Aaron Gordon's dope. Jokic is phenomenal.
Didn't he say he wanted to guard the guy or something or guard?
Yeah, he's super athletic.
He wanted to guard Dame or something, and Dame lit him up for fucking 38.
Dame lights everybody up. And Michael Porter Jr. on the Nuggets, he's fucking dope too.
Yeah, he's good.
So that's the next prediction.
Okay.
This round, Phoenix and LA. I know we're both LeBron fans.
It's a tough one, man.
It really is for LeBron. It's going to be fucking hard.
I think LeBron is. I think they're going far in the playoffs. Okay?
Nice.
And
you got the Lakers hat.
And I think the Lakers are going to beat Phoenix Suns. I think that that performance by Anthony Davis. I think it was you know what it is, dude. There's a certain thing that happens with teammates. Right? There's certain thing that happens with teammates. And when you're both coming off of an injury and you're at that high level with all the expectation that's on you.
Well, you're defending champs.
You get, if you and I are teammates and we're defending champs, you're LeBron, I'm AD, right? And we're both getting off injury at the same time. We're reading and hearing in the press that we have to perform. Slaughtered. We're down 0-1. We're the champs. We're in a 7 seed, but we're still the favorites to win it all.
Yep.
Right? The pressure's on you. You know what happens between you and me? We don't talk.
I see it.
Right? We don't talk because in our heads, We have our own egos to deal with. And we know that all this shit's being talked about me. They're talking about me. They're talking about me. I got to fucking step it up tonight. It was fucking, 13 points or whatever it was last game.
Garbage.
Right? I got to step it up.
Yeah.
And so they don't talk. And
But that's not a bad thing.
But it can be a bad thing because this is what made them special. It's what made Shaq and Kobe special in the beginning, right? Is because they were homies, little brother, big brother. They had a fucking connection, man. And when they lost that connection, they lost the Lakers, right? That's what happened.
Couldn't stay.
Right?
Couldn't
So
stay.
they have to. He has to keep the little brother, big brother connection strong, man.
AD's got to go off.
Yeah, he's got to go off.
If AD doesn't have 30 or more, I think the Suns could actually beat the Lakers.
Yeah.
I mean,
Too fast.
they have a good balance. The Suns have a good balance. I think a big part of it is going to be what Anthony Davis can pull off.
And Paul George is unbelievable.
Devin Booker.
Devin Booker.
Yeah. Booker's fucking amazing.
Yeah, he's
but
good.
so like AD can Chris Paul.
Chris Paul, sorry. Yeah, Chris Paul, man. It's awesome.
Point guard, period.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, like, AD can do it.
Yeah.
Last year, he proved it.
No,
Throughout
he'll
the
do it.
playoffs, he can have massive games.
He's going to carry the team. It ain't LeBron this year.
Yeah, he's going to have to. And, the thing is, LeBron, it doesn't have to, but he'll still be monumental because he'll still be 25-8-8 or 25-9-9. He'll still be, like, really close to triple-double nights every night.
Okay, so answer me this. If LeBron does win this title this year, is this the year that we finally say he's better than Michael, do you think?
I don't think I'd see. Fuck, I hate this comparison because we
Okay, I know it's a
not having
shitty
goats.
comparison. I fucking hate it. But, let's just say for the people's sake.
People's sake.
Not for our sake, because we truly don't care.
Sake.
Right? For the people's sake, will the people feel that this is finally the time when you legitimately can say that he has passed Michael Jordan?
I think you have to at least put him on par because this is now 5 chips, 2 back-to-backs, which is pretty fucking crazy.
It's pretty good.
People have had multiple championships with multiple teams, but he's had back-to-backs with 2 different teams. If that happens, I think that's big. I think that the supporting cast of the Lakers plays like trash when AD doesn't play well. Kuzma doesn't pick it up. Caruso doesn't pick it up.
Yeah.
I think Schneider's dope.
Yeah.
And I think Montrez is amazing, but they don't use him a lot. And in this series, they're not going to use him a lot.
So this is LeBron's formula for people that don't nearly know. You come into a team and you play how they want you to play in the first year.
Yeah.
You find out the weakness of the team in the league.
Yep.
You see what the players are like, who's doing what players are what, and you're such a genius of the game that you know exactly how everybody plays
And
in the
still
league,
get to the finals.
right? And you know that your second year is the year that you go to the finals.
Get chipped.
Right? Because that second year you say it's in your contract as LeBron James that you make choices. People were talking about like control and all these quarterbacks in the news that are like Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady who want to pick their players and shit like that, right? And they're all upset. LeBron's been doing that since fucking day one.
Yeah, 100%.
Since the first day in his league, he's been dictating what happens.
And I love that. I love the players being able to dictate who they want to play with. It's the players' league. It's not the owners' league.
If you're making max salary, you should be talking about who's coming on the team.
Anywhere you play sports,
Yeah.
you want the players to decide who they play with. I don't know how that doesn't make sense. If you want the best product on the court, you let the players decide who they think they work the best with.
Yeah.
I think T-Mac was he really had an impact in this kind of dialogue with the team when he was on Houston and Orlando. But I think it's awesome, man. I love it.
So LeBron started off in the era he started off in the point guard era. Basically, when he came into the league, it was like point guard league, right? Basically. Then it went to the 3-point bonanza league.
Well, there was kind of like a swingman phase in between. Because guys like Tracy were like the 3 guy that could do everything.
Yeah.
So you kind of had that Lamar Odom. You kind of had that era of the NBA where
it's a little. Yeah, you're right. Like swingman kind
weird
of. Like
era.
there was a lot of different
Grant Hill and all these,
point guards and shit. Like they were all
but
like it was
big,
really
but
weird.
big guys.
Big guys. Yeah. Right. And now you're into this. It's going back to the bigs. Yeah. Right. Right at the time when he needs to be maybe a down low player a little bit more. Or maybe run the point guard. Right.
I think he should.
Like he's in this weird era. He kind of, if people don't realize it, but he creates these eras.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. With his athleticism, 100%.
Like Steph got known for taking the long distance threes, but LeBron was the first superstar of this that was started to take these long threes. It happened.
Yeah,
right?
and I think he also ushered in the era of the super athletes in the NBA. I mean, obviously, there's always been great athletes, don't get me wrong, but the super athletes that are super fast, jump super high, every player now is a super athlete.
Yeah.
There's just guys that have more skill than athleticism, and LeBron ushered in that change for sure.
So if the Lakers are going to win, they got to be all running on all cylinders against 100%, Phoenix. 100%. And dude, I really like Phoenix. I really fucking like them, but I think in 7 games that they're going to lose. It's going to be a 7-game run for LA, and they're going to win, and in 7.
This is going to be the hardest series potentially for the Lakers, the whole playoffs. Potentially.
Yeah.
Because the next couple of rounds could be pretty easy depending who they get. There could be some upsets.
And they'll be in the swing of things if they win this
round. If they win this, they're going to the finals for sure. They're not going to be able to stop. They won't be able to be stopped. But I would say the Lakers as well. I think they got it in 6, but Phoenix is going to make them work.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I feel bad for that Chris Paul, man. It's really bad.
Yeah. And then we got the Jazz and the Grizzlies.
Jazz and the Grizzlies.
It's kind of a boring-ish series.
Jazz and Grizzlies. I don't know, man. I'll just take the number 1 in that one. It's
Jazz?
a toss-up, yeah.
Yeah, I think the Jazz will light them up.
Yeah.
I think the Jazz in 5.
Mitchell's healthy, right? And they can just do their
they
running.
They just didn't play him. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
The Jazz kind of have I don't really like their style, man. I don't know.
I don't. I never really have.
It's really like high schools, right? Basketball still.
Patterned offense, yeah.
Hey, it's just like, I don't know. It's just like, I don't think the
Efficient
NBA wants them to win
though.
it.
Efficient as fuck. Yeah.
I think what they're doing, the NBA fixers are doing, you're saying, listen, Donnie.
Sorry, Don.
Look, you're only going to be here for another year. We're going to move you.
Oh, man, Mike thinks everyone's leaving.
Listen, they don't like you here. Okay? They want Gordon Hayward, okay?
Yeah, he's pretty racist there.
They want Gordon Hayward, trust me. Okay, so we're going to get you going. Don't you worry. We're going to put you with Zion. We're going to put you with Zion. It'll be you, Damian Lillard, and Zion in New York.
Dude, a lot of players complain about Utah being racist, the fans being racist, being assholes to them when they walk through the tunnels. It's kind of fucked up.
It's the world that we play in, man.
It's a Mormon. It's a real Mormon state, right? Utah.
Yeah, but you know what?
Mormons there.
Yeah, but you know what though? You got to be real rich and brown. You can't just be brown. You got to be rich, wealthy, and brown to live in Utah. If you ever watched the Housewives of Salt Lake City, no, you haven't. I have, unfortunately.
None of these fucking Housewives.
I've watched every fucking episode of it. And dude, it's like all white chicks, but there's few brown chicks, but they're super like Christian and fucking wealthy, like Chris Rock wealthy. You know what I mean? Like they're wealthy, man, and you know they do well. But then everyone else is a servant. You see servants and they're brown and black, and I'm like,
that shit, yo.
It's on TV, dude.
Do your own fucking work, man. Your own house. Work your fucking house, motherfucker.
It's really horrible.
Okay, so moving on to the East.
So fuck. No, hey.
Okay.
Fuck Utah. I'm fucking taking the other team. Fuck those motherfuckers.
Memphis.
I don't want to talk to them.
Memphis.
I'm taking Memphis.
Yeah, I'm taking. I love Memphis. I love Ja. I think he's dope. I think hopefully Dylan Brooks kicks some ass in the next couple games.
Yeah.
And
even fucking Karl Malone, like cocksucker, man. Like seriously, what the hell was with Karl Malone?
He's kind of a dick.
Like
he's one of those super Christians.
Dude, he had the kid and he denied his kid and
all
this. Yeah, you didn't know that? He had a kid with a 13 or 14-year-old girl.
Shut up.
Yes, in his city, and it was all hidden from from everybody. And,
what the fuck?
And then that kid grew up to be an NFL
linebacker.
Are you
serious?
Yeah, and then what happened was he denied that it was his kid his whole life, and then they did the test, and it was. And
my god!
He just fucking abandoned his
Karl
kid.
Malone. He's a fucking truck driver now.
Yeah, fuck. He should be, dude.
Long haul truck driver. He likes being on the road,
buddy. That guy's killing people along the route.
100%. Listen to psychopath. Dude, he violated the free throw time limit every single free throw. You remember he would say a little prayer?
Yeah.
He was little rolling in the ball, say a little prayer.
Yeah.
Think.
He's an evil person, man. He's the only reason he's a truck driver is so he can kill random people at truck stops.
Transport them to different places.
I guarantee you, man. That guy, listen, he had sex with a 14-year-old girl.
That's some fucking bullshit.
When he was in college, Okay. And it was one of those things that if you even do that once, there's something wrong with you, dude. And it happens again. And if nothing happens to you, you do it over and over and over.
100%.
Right? It
Until
happens.
you get caught.
And he's a giant.
That's
He's
what predators do,
recognizable.
man. Yeah.
So he can't just do it and let them live.
Fucking 6'10", monster of a man.
They'll be like, hey, who did it? The mailman. The mailman. I mean... John Robertson, you're a mailman? No, Carl below, motherfucker. Right? It's just like, yo, right? And he has to kill his victims.
Okay, so we totally strayed. What about John Stockton? You didn't like Stockton either?
I like Stockton, but he's quiet because he's like scared of Carl.
Perfect point guard.
Oh, John Stockton?
Perfect point guard.
Yeah, I could say probably the only. I think he has the highest assists
all time
ratio all time, 28 per game or something. And I think he has the highest assist one. I think it's like 34.
And he's the number one assist all time.
Yeah. By
a long measure.
Yeah, by a long
Jason
measure.
Kidd's like 3,000 assists behind him.
Yeah.
And he's second.
Yeah.
No one's ever going to test that record.
No, but there's like, no, I don't think so.
Nah, that's insane.
It's just not that type of league anymore, right?
But it's just a pick and roll. He just had the perfect score.
Yeah.
Malone is like, what, fifth now all
There's
time?
so much isolation and shit now.
Yeah, different game. Different game.
You know who is one of my favorite point guards? Scott Skiles. You remember Scott Skiles?
Oh, yeah.
Scotty Skiles.
High level of talent.
Fuck, he was so good, man. He's on Orlando Magic. Remember, he's with Penny Hardaway and Shaq.
Honestly, I hated him because I had a poster in my room of Jordan dunking on him.
Yeah.
And Skiles' head was like right in his crotch.
I remember that. That was awesome.
So I always thought he was a schmuck.
I remember his 34 assist game or something.
Oh, yeah. He's got the record.
It's crazy.
Yeah, he's super talented.
Yeah. He wasn't my favorite, but he was as a kid because I was a Penny Hardaway and Shaq fan back in the Orlando Magic days, right? I was a total Penny Hardaway fan.
Yeah.
So
Penny was
Scott
dope.
Skiles was there.
Mark Price was dope too.
I don't know who that is.
Mark Price with the comb over, played for the Cavs.
Oh, yeah.
Super
Mark
skilled,
Price,
amazing shot.
Yeah.
But yeah, East Coast.
You compared him with a white player.
He's a white player.
Yeah, but you compared him with a white player. Like you said, just like this guy. So you pulled another white player out of your ass.
They're kind of the prototype player.
Oh.
That position is played perfectly by those players.
I would say more Mateo Cleaves.
Who?
Mateo Cleaves.
I don't know who that is.
He was a point guard for Michigan State.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I think he played for. I think he played in the NBA for Boston, maybe.
I didn't really follow college ball. I didn't really follow it much at all.
No, I don't either.
That's random.
I just remember that guy's fucking name. All right, so my pick was what was
the Grizz? The Grizzlies.
The Grizz, fucking all the way.
Yes, the super exciting series, which I didn't expect to be exciting, the Knicks and the Hawks.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Nuts,
man. Knicks are great,
and the Knicks fans are crazy.
That's why you bring in Zion, right? You bring in Zion next year, dude. If you bring Zion into Madison, he said that Madison Square Gardens
is his favorite place.
Yeah. You don't. That's. He's just saying, take me. My contract's over. My rookie contract's over.
How could
Give me the max?
Wouldn't it be fun to play in New Orleans though?
Oh no.
Like I know there's areas that are destitute, but when you got money, wouldn't it be a dope place to be?
Do you know what Zion's thinking? $1 billion.
Yeah.
My name is Zion Williams.
Yeah.
I'm going to be worth $1 billion. He has coaches and people telling him this, and life coaches and fucking people, trainers and nutritionists, and he's got it all. $1 million. LeBron's spending $1 million now. Every superstar from now on is going to spend $1 billion.
You can see it.
That's it. It's over. He's going to get leaner. He's going to get stronger. He's going to turn to Dwight Howard with more talent.
Yeah, he's got to drop some. He's got to drop some of that bulk for sure. I mean, he's already incredibly athletic at his size.
I almost guarantee you, he's going to go to the Tom Brady Institute, and he's going to link up with Tom Brady.
Dad Bod Institute.
TB12, and he's going to do the TB12 shit. I guarantee you, man. You watch. That's how they work.
He does not look like an athlete at all.
Who's that?
Tom Brady.
No.
How the fuck is he
so
good?
Because he takes care of his body.
But he looks like just like a chubby guy. Not chubby, sorry. Just like a regular man.
Because you know what Tom Brady's doing right now?
He's got no muscle tone.
He's in bed.
He just sleeps.
He's already in his hyperbaric chamber in full.
You think it's that kind of shit?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get how you can look like that.
You know what Tom Brady says? I'm going to play when I'm 50 years old in the NFL.
I heard that.
He goes, I'm going to do it. He says, as long as every year, and he's robot, buddy. He's robot. Massage time. Beep, beep, beep. Like, it's beep, beep. Oh, eat time. Beep, beep, beep. Like, he's like on a regimen.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Super like.
He's a big investment.
Dude, he invests in himself. Just like LeBron is the same way.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, they're corporations unto themselves, right?
LeBron has a problem, though. He's going out and partying and shit a lot now, and he's starting to get into the scene. He's in LA. There's a lot happening.
I think he is the scene.
Yeah. He's going to start falling off a bit.
Dude, on his HBO show, The Shop, the next episode is fucking Jay-Z.
Oh, that's dope.
Right?
Yeah.
Jay-Z does nothing for nobody.
Come on, LeBron show for
Him
sure.
and Bron are dope. Him and Bron are tight. Yeah.
That's how she goes.
So what'd you think? Knicks or Hawks?
I really like the Hawks for they're a fast team, but I'm just not a believer in the Hawks
And
ever,
Trey.
man. I like Trey, man. He's strong. He's
Trey's
fucking
amazing.
scores, but
Fucking skills.
I don't know about this Atlanta team. They're not a first round pick for me. If they make it to the second round past the Knicks, then I like these upshot Knicks. I think that they're
Good
playing
story
for
for the
something.
league. Yeah.
It's a good story for the league,
Yeah.
and I think that they do have a little something, man. I think they can pull up an upset first round pick and win. And then, you know what? That'll just entice Zion to come on over next year.
It wouldn't really be an upset because the Knicks are the 4th seed, the Hawks are the 5th seed, and the Knicks are kind of, sort of favored because they've been rolling towards
great.
the end of the season. But fuck, dude, Trey really fucked him in the last game.
Yeah, they did.
Buzzer beater. He's really skilled.
Well, if they win the second game, I mean, it's going to be hard to come back from that.
Yeah, he's got
being
that
down
little
2.
floater that's just impossible to guard. So what'd you think?
He's so talented. I'm taking the Knicks.
Knicks.
Yeah, taking the Knicks in 7. Game
Knicks
7.
7. I think the Hawks might catch these guys off guard and run them out of the building in
Like
5.
at 4 or 5.
5, yeah. Yeah.
That's definitely not opposite of my picks.
So now we get the Bucks and the Heat.
Mm-hmm.
Very unfortunate series. Because the Bucks are just kicking the shit out of the Heat.
Yeah.
Punishing them.
Yeah.
Dude, game 2, they lost by almost 40 points. In a playoff game. It was outrageous.
Yeah, it's
I'm
pretty
kinda
crazy.
Sad. I'm kind of sad by it.
And that's what's happening this year because here's the thing. Who was the MVP last year?
For
The league?
the league, Giannis.
It was Giannis, yeah.
It was, and it'll probably be again.
Well, listen, if you win the MVP
Mm-hmm.
and then you don't win the championship that next season, then things start happening with your legacy. They start talking about what you can potentially become, and the pressure starts to
It's big.
come on.
It's big.
You can't. It happened with Steve Nash.
Mm.
Steve Nash won MVP twice, and then the pressure was on him big time.
Yeah,
he
for
got
sure.
that big trade. Remember, he went to Dallas.
One of my favorites.
Again. And the pressure is a lot, man. And he never lived up to it, right? And then that's always the shame on him, right? It sucks that that's what it is.
Yeah, he should have never ended his career with the Lakers. He should have just left when he left Phoenix. He should have just retired. Yeah.
Yeah, he should
Wow,
have.
you can't tell a professional athlete that.
Well,
man.
because they're searching for the gold, right?
yeah, it's hard. You get the chance to play with Kobe. How do you say no to that? Like
It's hard,
fuck.
dude. So if he doesn't win the championship this year, Giannis, ankle potato,
Antetokounmpo.
whatever. If he doesn't win the championship this year, they're gonna start. You're gonna start hearing this.
He won't though. He won't. He doesn't have it. They don't have it. I like Milwaukee.
Milwaukee's my East pick.
Really?
Yes.
Oh wow, that's big.
Yeah,
big.
I wanted to leave it till the end, but
Yeah.
Milwaukee is my East pick.
Well, I mean, they're obviously going to steamroll the Heat. They're already up 2-0, so I think the Heat are out.
Yeah, and I think injuries are going to bite Brooklyn pretty soon. I think.
Oh, you think one's going to break?
Listen, they've been breaking all year.
Okay,
and
but
and the playoffs is tough.
So they're next, Nets and Celtics.
Yeah.
So you obviously
Nets
you
are
obviously
gonna make it.
think the Bucks are going to beat the Heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the Nets are going to destroy the Celtics. I
Yeah.
think it's a given.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Jaylen Brown's out. It's hard, man.
It's hard, man.
You 25 points per game.
It's the playoffs.
Injured?
And it's a harder game, and it's fucking more intense pressure. Every game matters.
When you
right?
lose a big point getter like that,
Yeah.
everybody else has to be amazing.
Yeah.
And they're not getting it.
No, you can't. They fold. The pressure's too hard, man. It's too hard. Like, have you ever been in a playoff game for any sports?
For a community league, yes.
Yeah. So
It's fucking intense, yo.
it's too intense.
Yeah, man. It
Right?
could break you.
That is what is missing with kids. Like
Yeah.
kids need to be in that
Pressure,
situation
man.
early.
Yeah.
And that's how they succeed, right?
That's
And so, that's
Pressure
why you
makes
look at a kid like
diamonds.
Bronny. like LeBron's kid.
Oh, fuck, so much pressure.
Like, the kid's going to live up to it because he has no choice.
Well, he's got a great structure around him. You can see it.
And as soon as he chose basketball,
Yeah.
he cursed himself.
You think so?
He should have chosen, like, something else. He should have chosen football. His dad loved football.
But dude, he didn't want him to play.
Oh,
He made it very clear.
All right, so he chose basketball, right? He's going to play with his dad. LeBron's going to make it happen.
Be amazing. Dude, that's one of the greatest stories you could possibly have for a sports league, where the era-defining player retires, owns a team before he retires, plays with his kid, and then owns the team that his kid plays for.
By the end of LeBron's career, he will own the team that he plays for with his kid on it, and they will win a championship.
You can't be a player owner.
Well, then he's going to buy that.
Lemieux did it in hockey, but you can't do it in basketball.
LeBron and his child will win a championship together.
Yeah, 100%.
Because it's fucking entertainment, baby. It's fucking entertainment.
I was not thinking because of that.
Listen, the story, the 30 for 30 on LeBron James's career is going to be, I know we're like sitting here drooling over LeBron's shoes, right? Licking his fucking feet, licking his boots.
We're not.
We're not. But the story that he's going to craft is going to be made for Hollywood that, trust me, he's going to make it.
Yeah.
He's going to make his own story. All right, anyways.
So Nets kill Celtics.
Yeah,
Sixers and Wizards.
Oh, it's a really good series, man.
Surprisingly, it is.
Yeah, it's a really good
I
series.
did not think it would be.
And you know what? I think if Beal gets healthy still, if he can like just come back a little bit, they have a little bit of time in between games, which is really good here. I think they're going to beat Philadelphia.
Wow. That's big. I give Washington a game, maybe two.
What's it out right now?
Sixers are up 1-0.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so basically Washington does have to win the next game to do that. Or
do or die.
Yeah, they have to win. They have to keep track with Philly. Okay, so they have to go 1-1 if they're going to do that. They can't get behind 2 games because then it's impossible.
Over.
Yeah, because you can't give Philadelphia confidence.
Dude, the Sixers look good, man. They
look good, but the psychology once again of the game and the team, right? And the former Rookie of the Year, that was
Ben.
No, well, I guess both of them were Rookie of the Year. I'm thinking about Joel Embiid, who sat on his rookie year and then came back to play on his second year, but they said that was his rookie year just to give him the fucking Rookie of the Year.
Ben.
You're telling me it ain't fixed, all right? So they're trying to manufacture superstars out of people.
Keep talking, I gotta grab a drink.
Who can't handle, who aren't superstars. All right. They're trying to push these kids. The expectation that these kids have to draw an audience is the part of the problem why these guys don't win championships. Okay. What was great about Stephen Curry?
Lonely, I'm Mr. Lonely.
I was just saying that Steph Curry went to Golden State and there was no pressure. That's why he was able to win those championships. He didn't go to a named team where it was like super pressure.
Yeah, because he came in that the Monte era. Monte was the star. He kind of got to play the background.
Yeah,
no expectations.
He got to develop, and then no one overlooked him. The serious talent that he was, right?
Because the injury.
Yeah, and it was a perfect seed plant and growth for a superstar. But Embiid is not that type. He's not that tight, man. He's been forced into Philly right into the spotlight and the number 1 seed, and I don't believe that he can truly do it. Pull your tablecloth. Right? I don't think he can do it. So I think the potential is for Washington to beat them.
Wow.
In the first round.
Big pick.
As my big pick as the upset, the number 1 seed going down. But that means that Russell Westbrook has to be a point guard.
Triple-double every game.
Well, no, it means he has to be a point guard.
Yeah.
You know, he has to show us and mature.
And defer.
Because I think that Russell Westbrook is probably in my top 3 of point guards of all time. I think that's
huge.
Well, I just think if you look at him, he's averaging, 18
outrageous numbers.
assists
Triple-double
a game
every
and shit.
fucking season is
like
outrageous.
It's huge, man. 24 assists in some games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's one of those guys that he's a wild stallion that if you had
if
you just said put the horses there and said run, he's gonna beat them all.
Yeah.
Right? He's that guy.
Maniac.
Right? But and he might run off the track or something, right?
That's what's happened. That's what happens for sure.
So I think though that as a point guard, like to be able to distribute and get these triple doubles, that makes him an amazing point guard, man.
Makes him unguardable.
Right? Like it's crazy. So if he could control a game as a point guard, fuck, he would be championship bound.
He can contribute almost 30 points a game in assists.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And some games he gets up to 20 assists,
Yeah.
24 assists.
Yeah.
It's outrageous what he can do when he distributes. But that's also up to the Wizards players to hit shots.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of them that just don't really have that
can't
caliber of
step.
talent.
Yeah.
Right? Like they got a couple of, obviously Bradley Beal's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Ish Smith off the bench is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But they got a couple of young dudes that just don't have that next level of talent
They
in the
need to
playoffs.
come up, and this is where Russ has to step
That's
up
gotta be
and
big.
lead them.
Yeah.
Right? Like he has to be a leader, man.
Yeah.
This, the psychology of the game is easy. Accept the role that you're given. You're on that team to be the leader.
Yeah.
They want you to explode and be like triple double fucking machine and assisting with 30 assists breaks Scott Skiles' record. Like do it. He can
be
do
amazing.
it. Why doesn't he try to break the assist fucking records? Of John Stockton, he can do it.
If anybody could,
It's only
it'd be
him.
Russ. It'd be Russ.
Right?
Yeah.
And he just wants to win so badly. He thinks he needs to fucking do everything, right?
And that's what the problem was in OKC as well with KD. I remember watching games thinking to myself, there should never be a possession when KD is playing where he doesn't touch the ball at least once in the offense. It shouldn't be brought up the floor by Russ, offense executed by Russ, and then finished by Russ without KD touching the ball. Should never happen.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big part of the problem, that they couldn't function the way they were supposed to.
Yeah.
But so who's you pick in the East? Brooklyn?
In the East? No, my pick in the East is going to be, the final game is probably going to be Milwaukee and Brooklyn, and I think Milwaukee's going to beat them.
Ooh.
And here's my prediction. I think that one of the fucking Fab Three is going to go down.
So
I think you're going to see some injury issues.
Okay.
And I think Milwaukee's ready for the big challenge. I think Buddy is going to step into his spot this year.
So you're not thinking there's going to be a New York Knicks Cinderella story?
No, I don't.
I think it's already a Cinderella story.
Yeah,
They've
I
get
think
into
they're
the
good.
playoffs.
If they can beat this first round, then, they may have a
Momentum?
chance to go. Yeah, momentum, right? They could have a chance to go, but Knicks are bad. They need a superstar. You can't win in this league
Shout out
without
to Julius
a superstar.
Randle. Mike's discounting Julius Randle as a player.
Listen,
Phenomenal talent.
Yes, but superstar. I mean, and when I say this, folks, I want you to understand, I don't mean talent. I mean media hype. You need the fucking power. Listen, the NBA...
The likable personality that
who do
can
you
be
think
marketed.
the NBA wants to win this year?
Lakers.
Why?
Because LeBron James is the most likable guy on the
Yes.
planet.
Fuck, that's all they want. Space Jam, Disney, LeBron. After LeBron gets out of the NBA, still sending fucking shine down to the
I think
NBA.
that's hard to execute, man.
They plan that far ahead, dude.
I think it's hard to execute that.
I don't.
But you discount that.
Well, you got to think about it. They twist the media for NBA as well.
LeBron had to buy down a little bit to China.
You don't think LeBron went
Wasn't-
into the
wasn't
office of David Silver and David's like,
Adam.
motherfucker, or Adam Silver, motherfucker, what are you doing? Oh, hey, Adam, yeah, you're out with fucking Drake, motherfucker. Is that why you texted me at fucking 2:30? You told me, right? He's probably texting David Silver like, I guess someone got a picture.
Yeah.
David, sorry, man, someone took a picture.
They shouldn't have did that. They should have just suspended him for the game. Don't make the league look toothless in the case of your biggest star. I get it. But don't be so apparent.
It's sad.
Just give him the game. Or a fine. Just give him a fine.
They should have fined his ass.
Give him a fine. Shut the fuck up. Fine goes to charity. Everybody's good. But you do nothing and you almost kind of hide it. Like, fuck, yo.
It's really tragic. It waters down the product, and the NBA is going to pay for it. Because what'll happen is LeBron goes, they're going to have a down year with no superstar, massive superstar to get behind.
But you've been yelling Zion from the rooftops.
Yeah, I know, but Zion's not going to be big enough. LeBron's big.
I think if Dame can do some extraordinary things in this playoffs, he'll be the next. So your pick in the East is Milwaukee.
Milwaukee to make it to the East Finals.
Your pick in the West is the
Is-
Lakers.
This is where I get.
It's tough.
This is where it
Because
gets really hard.
sentimental attachment.
Yeah, and it's
You're
also...
you're not a sentimental person.
No. I am sentimental, but I'm also, when it comes to sports, I think about not just like if the
You're
NBA is
jaded.
fixing
You're
it or
jaded.
anything, but I think about, flow of what's needed for the NBA to grow, and what game really works in the NBA right now. And I see that the game is going back to big man. I see it. It's going back. It's going back to having 2-3 big guys and having a wicked point guard that can distribute down low, and you keep a fast pace. And these are going to be 7-footers that can shoot 3-pointers and can be point guards.
Guys like Kristaps,
Right? And it's going to
KD.
be, and it's good. They were the beginning, but it's going to be big, solid 7-foot guys running the fucking court like KD, and it's going to be big teams.
Real
for
life
that.
Space Jam.
Yeah, it's going to start changing to that, man. I can see it. And, with the Lakers, I think if AD, like you said, can do it, then yes. But I just don't have faith in LeBron staying healthy. I have this feeling that there's going to be a breakdown LeBron, and we're going to have that.
See that.
We're going to have this comeback tour.
Take that out of the ether.
He's a warrior, dude. He's a warrior, and I hope not.
He's stressing me out. I got to take this.
My pick for the
Say
West.
that. Take that back.
My pick for the West in the Eastern Finals is going to be Lakers and Clippers.
Oh, the Western Finals.
Yeah, in the Western Final.
Lakers and Clippers, eh? You
Yeah.
have some faith in the Clippers.
Yeah, I think Clippers are going to get it
Okay.
together, and I think that they're going to take the Lakers to Game 7. And it's going to go into overtime. And it's going to go down to the last shot.
Nostradamus.
And it's going to be Anthony Davis with a defensive play
He's freestyling the whole fucking thing.
and a toss out to LeBron for the jam and a 2-point win.
If this happens, I'll no longer watch basketball. I'm just gonna walk away. I can't do it anymore.
That's what's going to happen.
So, Lakers and Milwaukee.
Yeah, I think it'll be Lakers and Milwaukee. It makes sense. It feels good. It might be Clippers. It might be Lakers. I love the Lakers, and I think, obviously I love them, and I pick them. And I just think it's Milwaukee and Lakers, and it's the best matchup that the Lakers could have in the East. You want the Milwaukee Bucks to run through the fucking East and eliminate that big fucking team, right? Because the Lakers want Milwaukee. They want a fucking ankle potato.
That'll be easy. Antetokounmpo.
They want him to fucking travel. He's sensitive. They want him to go to LA.
Yeah,
They'll beat him up.
He's okay. So I think it's going to be the Nets and the Lakers. I think it's going to be a KD and LeBron matchup. I think it's going to be one of the most epic matchups you can possibly have
gonna be
because
great.
LeBron and KD have kind of always sort of been rivals. LeBron's beaten KD in the finals before when KD was a youngin on OKC. And KD's won finals against LeBron when he was in Golden State. So, there's been a career rivalry between these guys. And I think having the Lakers and the Nets, East versus West.
Superstars.
New York versus LA.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. And the whole Kyrie angle.
Yeah.
It's big, man.
Yeah.
So from my pick, I think the Nets go through everybody in the East.
Yeah.
I think what they're doing right now is just figuring out how to do it.
Yeah.
I think they're tweaking, they're learning, they're turning their parts around. There's not a lot of times if you watch their games where all three guys spend a lot of time on the floor. They mix them up. So you get Harden and Kyrie running a couple times, you get Kyrie Kevin running a couple times, you get Kevin Harden running a couple times. It's a really dynamic offense once they're moving. So I think they're gonna burn through the East. I think it's gonna be like a fucking annihilation once they get rolling.
All right.
And the Lakers are gonna struggle all the way to the finals. I think.
Yes.
I think they're gonna have to battle all the way to the finals.
Yeah.
And I think KD's gonna win another chip.
You think Nets are going to win?
I think Nets are gonna win.
I
KD
agree.
wins another chip.
I think if the Nets do make it to the finals against the Lakers, the only chance the Lakers have, I think, with that is that they have to out-rough them.
But LeBron's gonna have to be superhuman.
And he's had to against the Warriors.
He's done it many times. He's had playoff series where he's averaged
He won
almost
those
40
Cleveland.
game. Yeah, 100%.
Like the Cleveland one he won.
By himself. Obviously, there were teammates,
Yeah.
but he did it by himself.
He did. It was unbelievable. That was the fucking best one.
Yeah, he had some video game stats. It was phenomenal to watch.
That's crazy, man. Well, you know what? I hope they don't meet the Nets. I'm thinking that Milwaukee's the only team that could take them out, and you know, who knows, man? If Dikembe Ankle Mutombo, whatever his name is, if he gets going and he finds his game, man, he's really unstoppable. I don't know where he came from.
I don't see it.
I don't know where he came from.
Greece.
No, but like,
Oh.
no, but like, I don't know where he came from. Like, he was kind of when he came into the league, he was so low key.
Well, he was super skinny and scrawny.
Yeah.
He had a decent basketball base. He was really tall, but he was skinny and lanky. And then off seasons, he just started muscling up and got massive.
Yeah.
And his body hit the right peak at the right time, and he just became a monster. But he still doesn't have the fundamental skill to win in the finals.
So is it the NBA just pushing this guy to be a superstar?
He's a freak athlete. He's a fucking freak athlete.
He wins these MVPs and
spectacular to
Defensive
watch.
Player of the Year.
Great addition to the NBA, right? He does things other players cannot do. He can clear the floor in like 5 strides. Unreal things like this, right? Like he's definitely a unicorn as far as the kind of athlete he is.
Interesting.
But he doesn't have the finishing skill. Like you see him when he shoots from the field, he doesn't have the finishing skill like a KD has or like a Steph has or a LeBron has. These guys can shoot.
Yeah, he doesn't shoot very well. Like he doesn't take threes.
And his free throw's bad.
Yeah.
Those two things are massive.
Is
if
it
you
because
want to
his
win a
arms are
championship.
too long? Like,
I just think that he didn't get the fundamentals early enough.
yeah.
And I think he just has so many other skills.
Yeah.
It made up for that little deficiency. Kind of like Ben Simmons, right?
Because he's so defensive, like a defensive.
Well, he can do everything. He can do everything except shoot.
You know what he's gonna do?
What?
Because he's not long term there. He's leaving.
Everybody's leaving.
Do you know where he's gonna go? Right?
Where?
He's gonna go to New York with Zion.
New York's going to have a fat ass salary cap.
I'm telling you, you could laugh now, but they're all fucking going to New York.
I could see Giannis. If Giannis doesn't win this year, I could see him going elsewhere.
No, he'll go to the Warriors. He'll go with Steph.
I've heard that rumor.
Yeah, he'll do that. He loves
Yeah.
Steph. He loves the Warriors. He's a
Yeah.
Warrior fan. He plays them on all the video games. He's like when he plays NBA. He's
Yeah.
always the Warriors.
I think if Lakers play anybody else from the East, they win. But if they play the Nets, I don't think they can win.
No.
I think
Sad.
because again, they're gonna battle in the West all the way to the finals. There's a lot of really
How
good
is that going to
matchups.
feel if they win that title, the Nets?
I think it's gonna be pretty amazing because Harden's never won one. That's a big deal. A big part of his legacy is the championship.
Yeah.
And
Katie's got what, 3 now?
2
2?
back-to-backs with the Warriors. Yeah, Harden getting one would be big because people always said he's never gonna win a championship with that style of play, but he can do
Such a sellout.
He can do what Kyrie can't, and that's get everybody involved.
Yeah. I hope they don't win it, man.
You don't want the Nets to win.
I don't want the Nets to win, man.
You don't like KD.
It's not that I don't like anybody. I just don't like Harden, what he did, leaving Houston, the way he did it, and the way Blake Griffith dissed
I don't
his
like the Blake
fucking
one.
team. I don't like this generation of NBA players. Yeah, they're talented, and yeah, they can shoot from the fucking logo, but I don't like the attitudes and what they are doing. They're forcing owners in the league to start operating in different ways.
Yeah.
Because social media and fan, opinions will come into play, and ticket sales and jersey sales won't happen. And there's less money being made if you don't, start giving into the trends. And the trends is going to be, I want to pick my team. Like, this guy's got to go, and we got to get this guy over here, right? Like, it's going to start happening like that.
So it's already happening, and I don't mind that so much.
Yeah.
The thing that I don't like is like what Blake did, not playing well with Detroit, and all of a sudden having some legs.
I don't like it.
But I don't
That's
like
how
that.
that team was built.
I don't like that. I don't like that style of abandoning your team. And Harden didn't do that. Harden played hard every game.
Yeah, until he didn't want to play with Houston.
But then he just didn't play.
Yeah.
Rather than going out and half-assing it, he just didn't play.
Yeah, that's
because he's
fucking
balls
tragic.
to the wall when he plays. That guy averaged triple doubles, massive numbers. The world has never seen numbers like Harden averaged in Houston.
Dude, but just the simple fact of doing that.
You just don't like that.
Well, just the simple fact of, like, I've never done that. I've never gone, well, I don't want to play with my team, and then just, stood there and said no. Like no, like it's not. That's the personality trait problem that I have.
Do you think there's any circumstance where you're okay with that?
What if you
When a player's just like, fuck it, I gotta get out.
Yeah, I would say if it's something that really goes against, I think if it's something like racism, sexual assault, anything that violates your personal moral and space and is immoral to you and causes you any kind of angst and harm or anything, man. Then but I want to be traded to a fucking championship team.
Like, okay, so Harden gave the Rockets the option to trade him, and they were getting massive package offers, massive offers. Yeah. So they were kind of being dicks too, and not pulling the trigger. Yeah. And it got to a point where Harden's like, "Fuck you guys."
And I get it's a business too, and I get it's like, what if I get hurt? Then I don't get traded.
Yeah, and then you don't have the opportunity to play with that.
So I get that
massive team.
But at the same time, I think people need to be more forward and just say it.
I need to get the fuck out.
What the fuck? like, dude, don't you get sick of it in celebrities and athletes just hiding shit and worrying about their brand so much that they don't even fucking speak the truth? Yeah. Like, who's the celebrity that speaks the most truth and doesn't give a fuck?
I think Sean Penn's pretty bold.
Sean Penn doesn't give a fuck. Kwame Brown, man.
It's nonsense.
What's going on? Like,
do you watch All the Smoke?
Yes.
So Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes have a great fucking podcast. Yeah, one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, it's really good.
And they had Gilbert Arenas on, and Arenas was Kwame's teammate when they were in Washington. And he was talking about how Kwame was kind of soft. He got bullied a lot by other players, that it was unfair and you shouldn't have and stuff.
Well, Michael named him as the next Michael.
Well, he was a first-round draft pick, right? They had put a lot of pressure and hype. But when you read the stories, dude, he got fucked around a lot by these guys. Like, they bullied the fuck out of him in the NBA. And
he was still in that rookie hazing years.
No, they just kept it on him.
No, they did.
Yeah, they just really bullied him throughout his career. Wow. And I don't want to say they made light of it, but they weren't like, they didn't sympathize. Like Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes didn't sympathize because they come from that generation of people that would have did that. Yeah. And obviously Kwame took offense to it and started blasting all these guys, started calling Steven Jackson like a wannabe drug dealer and all that. It just went at him, right? Like fake gangster and stuff like that. And then Matt Barnes said some stuff and they kind of went back and forth. But
he started teasing about his wife and
but now they're kind of stopping all of it and trying to get it all back together.
That's really bad because Matt Barnes went through real hell and it all went through the media and I feel for that guy. Like, guys have a lot of
fought Derek Fisher.
Oh fuck, man!
Chased him down and beat him up.
Oh man, poor guy jumped over his security fence and all that.
Dude, I love Matt Barnes, man. He was my favorite personality.
Man.
You fucking dope. He'd be dope to smoke with.
And even that episode with Kobe where he fucking made him try to flinch with the ball and Kobe doesn't flinch. That's where I was like, Matt Barnes. I was like, oh, that burn hurt, but he still played him hard.
I hated him when he played.
Yeah.
I love him as the media personality. He's dope.
I loved him as the villain.
He was perfect
against Kobe.
He was perfect.
When they had to play
Kobe didn't give a
in Sacramento, he's Sacramento, right? The Kings. Yeah, fuck, man. There was
Kobe didn't give a fuck. Kobe was an assassin.
Yeah,
an assassin, cold-hearted assassin.
The flinch. Listen, if you haven't seen it, type in Matt Barnes, Kobe Bryant, flinch. All right, flinch, man. It's crazy.
But then the next year, Matt Barnes is on the Lakers with Kobe.
Yeah,
Kobe recruited him. Said,
yeah, man, we need a Dennis Rodman.
Crazy enough to do that to me? Come play.
Well, because they were trying to always be Michael, right? Yeah. He was trying to be Michael, so we needed my Dennis Rodman.
And Matt Barnes
Phil
is perfect.
Phil Jackson.
And he was skilled. Matt Barnes is skilled. He could, he could hit some shots. He had a good mid-range.
Did he win that year with Kobe?
He didn't win with. Yeah, actually, I don't think he won that year.
Alexa, did Matt Barnes win a championship with the LA Lakers?
This might answer your question. Matt Barnes won one NBA championship.
What the fuck?
With who? I think she means Golden State, but Matt Barnes didn't play. He was injured.
So he won one.
With Golden State.
Probably Golden State.
But yeah, he was injured at the time. Like, he played with them, but he didn't get to play in the conference finals and the finals. He was injured. So he still gets a ring. Sucks. Yeah. He said it too. He said, I don't take it as a championship. That's cool though.
All right.
I'm okay with that. So, different picks.
Different picks. It's all good.
I expected that.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it makes sense.
We'll see what happens.
So we're gonna do a little bit of live before
Sure,
we get
let's
out of
try.
here, and you can take our picks and put on your own picks and send us some videos of your picks, audio, text, whatever you want, because I want to know what the fuck people are thinking. It's been a very exciting playoff season.
Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about some other N-word stuff too, but I think we've kind of gone off track to a different place.
Oh yeah, we can talk about that next week.
Another time.
We'll start off next week on that tip.
Go hard in the paint.
That's a really deep.
Going
dark.
hard. It's what we do.
Yeah.
No topic is off limits.
No. Pretty much no.
Alite, ACDJ,
Yes, sir.
High Phrase. Peace.